Would you time travel for love? Wait just a minute, will you, please? I need to ask you a few questions. What would you do if you had a time machine? If you could travel to any point in history, either the future or the past, what historical events would you visit? What disasters, assassinations, and premieres would you rush to see? And what would you try to change? Yes, change. If you has a time machine, you could alter the flow of history, but would you? More than that, you could revise your own personal history, you could edit your own life, but would you? What would you do if you met yourself, another version of yourself? How would you react? How would you react to the knowledge that there are an infinite number of versions of yourself? Think of it, you'd rewrite history, your own and the world's, until there was an infinity of you, rewriting histories, creating alternatives and alternatives to alternatives. You'd edit and re-edit until you forgot what the original was like. As you rewrote, things would change. Some of the world will not be nice, others may be consummations devoutly to be wished, but achievable only at a price and then only for a few brief moments, impossible to preserve or recreate. Only if you had that time machine, you'd be living in a different kind of world and a different kind of time, and if you were master of yourself, in the end you'd learn exactly who you are, and who you aren't. Could you live with this knowledge? If you knew what was waiting for you and if you had a time machine, would you use it? Would you do it for love? Would you travel to strange places of your own creation, to change things you have done in the past? One such man did just this, and now he wants to destroy his machine. I got to bust this thing, he said. Only be a minute. There are several hammer blows on something like an alarm clock. You can hear springs and wheels shatter, and then he throws the smashed bits into a trash can. So that's that. That's $1,040,000 worth of junk. And 4 years' work. It was a time machine. One of those gadgets to travel in time. You know, turn it on and it takes you back 50 years and so on. You know, like the stories H.G. Wells wrote, like the device the Swiss made. I admit mine is a little smaller, that don't mean it don't work. Mine is for 1 or 2 people, theirs is for the whole planet. He reaches into the trash can, and picks up a small device. Then points at me and saying, "This was the dial you set for how far you wanted to go in time." Then he tosses it on table. "This was the Cronus clock," he said under his breath. "Oh look, here's a piece of the, well, never mind what it was. It's none of your business." As I sit there unsure where this interview was going, he begins to sweep up the parts that didn't make it into the trash can. I sure wish I hadn't messed with a time machine. Don't get me wrong, I had fun building it, I didn't think it would work. But oh, this one worked. Sure, I said. I was still entertained by this interview, so I decided to hang around. "That's what's wrong, it worked." "It worked," I responded. "Well, if you built one, you wanted it to work, right?" "Sorry, I am a little confused here. Tell me in your words what happened." He pulled up a seat in his workshop, and poured a cup of coffee from a strange-looking thermos, offered me a cup and began to tell his tale. "Well, I don't want any part of time machines, not after what happened to me with this one. You can make one for yourself, if you want to, and if you can, but you're not going to get any help from me." "Oh, they can be made. All right. Me, I'm just a bumble-fingered mechanic out of a garage, and I made one. But I'll give you my first and last piece of advice, don't you do it, never, for no reason. See if I can do it. Other people have done it, but why would they tell you? I saved up my money, see, I made a little money with penny stocks. I took $1,500, invested it into a number of little companies and made a killing, one even netted $1 million. I've been trading every single day for almost 3 years, and it's been a slow, day-to-day process, said the man. I would spend the entire trading day in front of a computer screen, in order to buy and sell stocks at the right time. Sometimes he was in and out of stocks within minutes, and the longest he ever holds shares is a few days. But you're not here to talk about stocks, you're here to talk about time travel. And working around a garage, I could work on a gadget here and there, and I had a lathe there, and some other machinery, and I did the rough hand work there, see? As he pointed to a very impressive workshop. I bought some more machinery, stuff for precision work. And some stock, piece of iridium from that fountain pen factory in Fort Madison, Iowa, 2 or 3 polystyrene plastics that they made for me in Parlin, New Jersey, special crown glass prisms I had made here in town, and some other stuff. Quite a lot of other stuff. Some time ago, as I was building this thing, I decided to upload a few of my blueprints to the internet. For a while they were selling the plans here and there. You'd be surprised how easy it is to drop out of sight in a small town. This place here is way out in the sticks, past the cemetery, off on a side road that nobody's used for 20, 30 years. And I done all my shopping in Roanoke, instead of here in Weeping Falls, Virginia, and I never went downtown or anything. So nobody knew I was here. It was just that easy. I put in nearly 4 years, like I said. And then all of a sudden the damn thing worked. I was just sitting here. And I turned it on, and just like that it was raining. Well, the sun was shining bright when I turned it on, and for a minute I couldn't figure it. You get my point, don't you? Shaking my head, and then I said to go on. Then I remembered it rained the day before, and it was the day before, the day I turned it on. Well, I stayed in yesterday for 10 minutes and then, tick. I came back and the rain stopped and the sun was shining again, and it wasn't even damp outside. Stay paranoid, my friends.